And welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. Thank you for joining us today. And on today's episode, we will be talking about how to increase your email open rates. As usual, if you like the sound of that, sit back, relax, take some notes, ask some questions, but most importantly, enjoy the show. Good morning, everybody.
There was always a ton to learn. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having an amazing day and week. And whenever you get to watch this, even if it's not live, I really appreciate you taking time to tune in. I'm grateful for everyone that spends time watching this. And my goal is just to really serve you at the highest level and make sure that you get to learn a ton about business and marketing and the entrepreneurial journey. So I appreciate that you're here today. And what I wanted to share today is really talking about how to increase your email open rates. And the reason that this is important, in my opinion and experience, is I have been doing email marketing for decades at this point, couple decades. Even early on when email was newer, it was something that I realized very quickly was going to be very powerful. And I have made millions upon millions of dollars with email marketing, and I'm probably getting close to the billion plus sends at this point. I should probably run some stats again at some point, but I've sent loads of email over the years. And with every new technology change and with every iteration that we've seen since kind of the dawn of the internet, there's always, these foolish conversations about how email is dead or dying, or social media is going to be the next big thing, or whatever is going to be the next big thing. And those are all great things, and they're definitely valuable channels to explore. But I have yet to see anything truly impact the value and efficiency of email marketing. And so regardless of what stage you're in, starting up or an established business, or where you're an enterprise at this point, I have also never seen a case where there is an opportunity to grow and improve in the email marketing that you do. And so one of the keys is obviously having that email list is part of it, but you want to get people to open your email. It's really key to get them to open, because then they'll engage. Then you have the opportunity to serve them. You have the opportunity to deepen that relationship, and you have the opportunity to really, continue to just support and create an amazing customer journey. And so the keys when it comes to getting better open email rates is to be consistent. People aren't going to recognize you, pay attention to you, open your messages, or care about what you have to say if you only send once in a while. And I made this mistake years ago. It's fortunately something that I don't fall into hardly ever anymore. But I made the mistake of thinking, like I can just email when I want to, and hope people open what I'm sending. That would be as ineffective as you saying, oh, well, Gabe, I'd like to get together, for breakfast with you once in a while. I'd be like, all right, cool. When would you like to do that? And if you never replied to me, then I would never show up to breakfast, because there wasn't any consistency or planning. But if instead we agreed to be accountability partners, or meet up and talk about business, or create a little book club together, whatever we want to do. If we said, what, every Friday we're going to get together and have breakfast, and we'll talk about what we're up to. Then every Friday we could show up to the same place, and we would start to build that consistency in that relationship. And so when we're consistent, then we can get results, and people know to show up. And showing up in email marketing is opening our messages, right? The other example that I always share when it comes to email marketing, and you probably heard this from me before, but is if you are in a relationship with your significant other and you said, what, I'm only going to talk to them maybe once a month or twice a month, or if I get really busy, I might skip a month, or, maybe I'll talk to them once a week if I get time. I think if you just said that out loud to your partner, your significant other, I think they'd be mad at you, and they should be, because that's not how you develop a relationship. The way that you actually develop a relationship is by consistently showing up, starting the conversation, sharing information, and really deepening your connection. And so with email marketing, the consistency is key, because if we're at least once a week is the minimum target, in my opinion. Beyond that, it's just too noisy, and you won't connect enough with the people on your list who want to hear from you and want to have a relationship with you. But at least once a week, ideally twice a week or more. because that allows you to not only, just deepen that relationship, because when they open those messages, they hear from you, they see who you are, you're going to deepen the relationship and they'll trust you more. But even when they're not opening emails, which were the point of today's, live, is to talk about, getting good open rates. But even when people aren't opening your emails, if they see your name, you're still creating presence in their mind and in their inbox, and you're branding yourself in front of them so that when they do need something, they'll know who to reach out to. But all that to say, because it's so important, consistency is really the first thing in getting your emails to be opened. If you don't send consistently, your open rates are going to drop and drop and drop and go away. The second thing that's a key to pay attention to is curiosity in your subject line. We are, all very curious beings. We need novelty, we need excitement. And so when you learn to put something in the subject line that evokes curiosity, people will open it very quickly. I have sent millions of emails with the subject line "quick question," and the reason that works is because it's short and it drives curiosity. Somebody goes, "Oh, quick question, what does Gabe need, or who is that, or what do they need to know?" And so that subject line is an example of just one of, there's many, many, many subject lines and strategies you can use. But using something like that makes the person curious, and they say, "Oh, I wonder what their question is." And so it's curiosity driven. So that's just one tip to keep in mind. There's many, many strategies around the actual, copy that you put in a subject line. But remember, what would make me go, "Huh, what is that?" What would make you curious and want you, make you want to open the email that you're sending? Because that's definitely a great thing to do as well. And the third thing that I'll share is newsjacking. Is a term that I've heard from other copywriters. I don't remember where I picked it up, but it's essentially, the concept is, if there's something going on in the world that you can then tie into with your subject line, then people are going to open it or be interested or be curious, and open it as well. So I've used things like what you can learn about, entrepreneurship from Jay-Z, a big rapper. That's kind of like newsjacking his celebrity. And it's engaging somebody that go, "Oh, I know who that is. I'm curious what's going to be in there." Or you can look at other things like, you know, how to be successful, during a pandemic. When that first came out, that would be when the pandemic started to happen. That would have been an example of how you can use current events to, tie in some curiosity, tell people about what they could discover inside of your email. And so being aware of relevant, current events is helpful, because then you can tie into those, and you can say things like I read something just recently about how Microsoft, Google, and I think Apple decided not to go to CES, which is the Consumer Electronics Show. It's a big show that's been around for years and years. And I could say, how Google and Microsoft skipping CES was the best marketing decision they could have ever made. Like, I could just come up with something, and I could teach about how, I would obviously then tie that into something meaningful inside the email. But the key is just, you can look at those current events, and those are already in people's minds. So you can kind of like stack your idea, or stack some branding in on top of what's already happening. So those are just a few things. With email marketing, we love helping our clients with that. We're able to help our clients get really high open rates and really successful engagement with how we approach the email strategy, the copy that we write. And so if you ever need help on that front, definitely let us know. Just reach out. We'd be glad to talk to you and help you with anything on that front. But just remember, be consistent is the first thing. Second thing is, use curiosity in your subject lines, because then people are going to wonder what's in there, and that will help them open up the message. And also take a look at using kind of like newsjacking. What's going on in current events that you can use to speak to where you want to educate your audience and how you can help them. So I hope that's useful, and I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow.